Hi, now welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be having a look at some kit. I know recently I did a review on the Weise Recon jacket, textile jacket that I rated pretty highly, and I've still been using it in all weathers and it's still an absolutely cracking bit of kit. Well, to follow that on, I've been sent a pair of trousers to have a look at. Been sent these bad boys just here, look, there you go. The Weise Core Adventure trousers. Now, when you think about it, there's waterproof and then there's proper waterproof. The sort that laughs in the face of horizontal rain on the A272. Now, the Weise Core Adventure trousers, well, they're the latter, or at least that's what they claim. A pair of all-weather, do-it-all, CE rated textile trousers designed for the British motorcyclist who's long accepted that summer is just a rumour spread by optimists. At around £149 recommended price in the UK, shop around and you'll often find them closer to 130. The Core Adventure trousers sit neatly in the middle of the market. They're not cheap tat, but they're not designer chic. They're pitched directly at the touring and commuting crowd who want year-round protection without having to sell a kidney or buy into adventure cosplay. Now, first impressions on these, out of the box, the Core Adventure trousers feel reassuringly substantial. Weise uses 600 denier polyester outer shell backed by a waterproof, windproof and breathable membrane, topped off with a removable 75 GSM thermal liner for cold days. They're cut slightly high above the waist, giving a bit of kidney coverage and room for adjustment. Let's just see if I hold it up here, if you can just see there, the reinforced seat and knee panels. Yep, accordion stretch zones just above the knees. And expander zips at the calves. There you go, expander zips just there. At the calves round out the design. While reflective piping, that helps keep you visible when Sussex turns foggy and your headlight just adds atmosphere to it really. Inside you get, there you go, you get CE level 2 knee and hip armour. It's for good stuff, no cheap crap there. And the whole garment, the whole thing carries a so a CE AA safety rating under EN 17092. In short, they'll take a slide better than your average jeans. So yeah, they are as safe as you're going to get this kind of stuff. Fit, when you actually put them on, is on the British touring side of sizing on the spectrum. It's roomy enough for a bit of layering underneath, but it's not so baggy that you flap around like a tent in a gale. The waist gaiters up here, you can adjust them there, look. Waist gaiters, they give you a decent range, while the stretch panels around the knees and the seat, they let you move freely around on the bike. Off the bike, you'll walk a little bit like a snowplow, but then again, they're not gym shorts. On the bike, the shape makes absolute perfect sense. The calf expanders, they do deserve applause. If you're wearing chunky touring or adventure boots, you'll appreciate being able to zip the legs wide and slip them over and then cinch them snug. And there's no real wrestling involved in it. Although I have noticed with my boots, my Oxford boots I've currently got, I can't quite do the zip all the way down, but that has not let any water in still. It just means it's not zipping all the way up. The RSTs I had before, I could zip it all the way down. It just depends on your boot. So I suppose waterproofing, that's the real question. Do they keep you dry? And the answer to that is yes, a resounding yes, and impressively so. I rode through a proper Sussex drizzle that upgraded to biblical somewhere near Cowfold, and these trousers, they held firm. They really did a good job. The drop line and membrane stopped the water getting through, while the reinforced seat area prevented a horrible cold seep that eventually gets everyone on long wet rides. Breathability, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good for a laminated style pant for sure, but physics, well, they still apply. In stop-start traffic or warm drizzle, you'll eventually feel the heat build. On a cool day, say anything below 10 degrees, the 75 GSM liner is absolutely spot on. It's warm without bulk. On anything over 18 degrees, yeah, you'll probably ditch it, though without large vent panels, things can get a bit steamy in the summer. You do, on a hotter day, even without the liner in, you do get a little bit boiling the bag in them, but it's not uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable. It feels, these trousers, they do feel at home on twisty B roads and long windy A road runs. The seat grip is absolutely excellent in them. There's no sliding around as you roll through the corners. And the knee stretch means you can move comfortably about on the pegs without worrying about the padding digging into your knees and stuff like that. On a commuter bike or adventure tourer, they're absolutely ideal. Waterproof, wind resistant and protective without the faff. And yeah, they're still absolutely comfortable as anything on a sports bike. I haven't found an issue at all. The only real niggle is, I suppose, it's the bulk. When they're new, they are a bit stiff. A bit like a suit of textile armour, I suppose. Give them a couple of 100 miles though and they break in nicely, but don't expect them to drape over you like your favourite jeans. They're built for protection first and vanity second, so always keep that in mind. Compatibility wise, I've married these up with my Recon jacket absolutely fine. So if you want to talk about a matching outfit, yeah, you've got the same power couple with those two. Both use the same 600D outer material. Both feature waterproof liners and crucially they zip together. There you go, at the back that's all zipped to another Weise jacket, and in my case for Recon, as I was saying, via the sturdy connection zip just there. Practicality wise, and it's always the small things that matter. The pockets, you've got two external pockets. You've got one just over here and one on the other side just over here. Yeah, they've got zips and they're deep enough for a wallet and keys, but not designed for phone storage unless you like damp screens, so keep that in mind. But then again, the jacket's got nice phone pockets within it anyway. The waist and fly use absolutely solid zippers. Just here, look, just there. And what else can I say? Stitching, yeah, the stitching quality is solid. It's not Dionysi couture, but everything feels durable. And to be fair, I actually prefer these to the Dionysi kit I had before. All right, the Dionysi kit had the extra air vents in, and I'll be honest, was a bit cooler in the summer, but nowhere near as waterproof. Absolutely nowhere near as waterproof. These are really, really good and they are durable. And they're a fraction of the cost, which is another win. The inside liner, yep, that's nice and soft. There you go. Okay, you can't really see it there. It's a bit like a football shirt, that kind of Airtex kind of liner. It's comfortable against base layers with no scratchy seams. The knee armour stays nicely in place even after a few hours of movement, which is always good. So there's no annoying drift that leaves it hovering halfway down your shin. So I suppose all in all, let's have a look at the pros and cons. Yeah, I didn't mention there's also hook and loop fasteners as well. I suppose pros and cons. Pros, AA certified with level 2 armour, proper protection for your money. Excellent waterproofing, genuinely rainproof in British weather, and believe me, I have put it to the test. Thermal liner is light and warm and removable for year-round use. Obviously, I've not got into the full depths of winter yet, but so far, I've got to say, I've been impressed and I've got no worries about that going forward. Stretch panels and calf expanders, big wing for comfort and boot compatibility, but bear in mind, if you have got chunky boots, you might struggle getting the zip all the way down. But as I say, I've not found that an issue. The connection zip, yeah, plays nicely with other Weise gear, especially as I've found with my Recon. And yeah, solid construction, stitching and zips. Materials all feel very robust. I suppose on the cons side of it, yeah, as I've said, there's limited venting, which is fine in spring and autumn, but it is, as I say, a bit toasty nuts in the summer. As I say, it is a bit of a slightly bulky fit, but then again, protective layers, they do add a bit of heft, so, and they're not ideal for walking around, but it's motorbike kit, it's not a fashion show, is it? It does its job and it's absolutely fine. Waist and leg sizing, yeah, you may need to try before you buy. Some riders find the fit a bit long or a bit short depending on their body shape. For me, I'm 34 inside leg, just under 6 foot tall, 34 waist, and yeah, they fit me absolutely fine. And these are, what size are these? These are a large 34, so yeah, they're pretty much on the money for me, but do go and try some on. And I suppose when it rains and they get wet, they are a bit, not that they're heavy, but they do get a bit heavier when wet, and that's externally, because the outer shell can retain the water, can retain surface moisture before it drains itself off. It's not seeping through, it's just keeping it away from you. So I suppose in verdict, the Adventure Core, yeah, they're a sensible hero in a silly world, really. The Weise Adventure Core trousers don't pretend to be high fashion. They're not a carbon fibre race kit, and they won't make you look like a MotoGP god from the knees down. What they are, though, is one of the most practical bits of kit you can buy for under 150 quid. They're warm, they're waterproof, they're protective, and they're built to take the punishment of the British riding. The endless drizzle, the slush, the road salt, and all the other weird damp shit that seeps through everything else except these trousers. Paired with a Recon jacket or any other Weise jacket, yeah, they make an honest, functional and quietly capable setup. If your daily ride involves weather roulette, say like my commute between Hayes and Reigate, these are exactly what you want to in keeping your legs dry. So I suppose if I'm giving them a rating out of 10, I'm going to give these, I'm going to give them 8 out of 10. I'm not going to give them a perfect 10 out of 10. I'm going to give them an 8 out of 10. They're absolutely brilliant value. They're solidly made and perfectly suited to UK roads and UK weather, provided you're not allergic to a bit of bulk and maybe getting a bit toasty when the weather goes a little bit up on the thermometers. But other than that, yeah, absolutely brilliant. That's the only thing that keeps them off a higher mark. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Take it easy. Speak to you soon. Bye.